Welcome to the new episode of Blockchain of the Month podcast. So, I'm your host Vishwa, and from today we are going to start a new series in this podcast. So, if you're not checked out the previous videos, kindly check it out. The link is in the description. So, the blockchain we are going to explore this month is Manta Network. So, Manta Network has two types of blockchains: Manta Pacific and Layer 2 blockchain, and Manta Atlantic, a Layer 1 blockchain. In this podcast, we are going to explore only Manta Pacific, the L2 layer. Manta Network launched its mainnet on September 12, 2023. Manta Network also recently launched its token called Manta on Jan 18, 2024. Compared to other Layer 2 blockchains, Manta is now currently ranked 4th in the total value locked, about 2.09 billion at this time of recording. And also each Manta token is being valued at around $3.03. So it is not at all bad for a blockchain which was just launched 6 months ago. So what is Manta Pacific? Manta Pacific is a modular layer 2 blockchain running on top of Ethereum network to specifically run ZK application. Here lots of terms maybe are not clear, like modular and ZK. So let's see what is modular and what is ZK. What do you mean by modular? So blockchain has been improved so much since the initial days, but the one problem which still haunts blockchain is blockchain trilemma. So blockchain trilemma is a trade-off between three critical aspects: scalability, decentralization, and security. No blockchain has been able to provide all these three features. So now developers has to choose any two of these available three features. So like example, like Ethereum provides decentralization and security, but Ethereum cannot provide scalability. Likewise, if we consider Solana considers scalability and security, but it doesn't give decentralization. So this is the problem we are facing. So a new approach to solve this problem is called modular blockchain. Normally, blockchain has 4 layers: execution layer, the layer where all the transactions take place; settlement layer, verifying the transactions and the layer where the finality of the transaction takes place; and consensus layer. In this layer only we'll reach an agreement between different validators or miners on transaction ordering. So different kinds of consensus are proof of work, proof of stake, proof of history. And the final layer is data availability layer. So in this layer only we'll make sure that the transaction which record on the blockchain is available for anyone to view throughout the network. If all the 4 layers are a single blockchain, then we call that blockchain monolithic blockchain. Instead of having all those layers in a single blockchain, what modular blockchain does differently is that it just focuses on 1 or 2 layers, and it specializes that in that layers, and so that we can solve the problems of blockchain trilemma. Some of the examples of modular blockchain are Celestia and Manta Network. What do you mean by ZK? ZK stands for Zero Knowledge Proof. It is a protocol by which you can prove to anyone that the statement provided you is correct without providing any additional information about that statement. Let me explain you about ZK proof with a simple and a most popular example called Alibaba Cave. Consider there is a cave called Alibaba Cave which has a single entry point and an exit point. So to pass the cave, you have to pass through the entry point and come out through the exit point. But there's a catch here. Between those caves, there is a door which has a secure password to it. So only those who know the password can travel through this cave. So now there are 2 persons, Alice and Bob. Alice knows the secure password to that door, and Bob wants to buy the password through the door. But Bob has one question in his mind: how can I trust Alice? How can Alice prove that she is having the password of this door? So this is an example of how we can use ZK proof here. Now Alice can't reveal the password to Bob to go and check it out. So what Alice does here is, Alice first says to Bob, try going through the door and coming out through the exit point. So here Bob cannot do that, right? Because Bob doesn't have the secret key, he will be stuck at the center where the door is available. So you have to come back through the entry point. Now when Alice goes inside, she will be able to pass through the door and come out through the exit point. By this way, Alice has automatically proved that she is the holder of that secret key or password. Here the example, we took a simple use case, but in the original scenario it won't be this much simple. It will be comprised of mathematical and cryptographical functions to derive the proof. So let's come back to Manta Pacific again. So Manta Pacific is a modular L2 running on top of Ethereum, specifically designed to create ZK application. So you may ask me, why there is another L2? Already if you visit L2B, then already there's a lots of 13 plus L2s available. Then why do we need another L2? Compared to other layer 2 blockchain, Manta gas fee is around 80% lesser than that of other layer 2 blockchains. So how is it possible? How Manta is alone being able to give 80% less gas fee? It is possible because Manta is using Celestia, again a modular blockchain, as its data availability layer. Since joining hands with Celestia as its data availability layer, Manta has saved around 2 million in gas savings. Because Celestia data availability fee is very low when compared to other services. Here Celestia acts as a data availability layer in this Manta network. So what happens if Celestia goes down? If Celestia goes down or stops working, Manta network automatically switches back to Ethereum itself. So they have designed Manta network in a particular way like that, and Manta network acts as the execution layer here. Before the introduction of Manta also, there were many other ZK based layer 2, but deploying ZK applications on them was a bit difficult. Manta offers programmable ZK as an EVM native L2, through which we can easily deploy ZK applications. Manta also uses universal circuits to deploy ZK based applications using Solidity itself. Universal circuits are a ZK based library which developers can call any ZK contract in it to use it in their own contract or tabs.
That was easy.
So now let's look at the ecosystem of Manta and the roadmap. So Manta's ecosystem consists of lots of projects, and it consists of lots of projects in DeFi, gaming and payments, infrastructure, wallets. So here you can see all the projects in Manta network. Let's now take a look at Manta's roadmap. Manta Roadmap has already completed 2 phases and has 2 more phases to complete. The first phase, Manta Pacific Alpha 1. Manta Pacific Alpha 1 goal was to launch an optimistic rollup layer 2 on Ethereum blockchain and provide universal circuit, a ZK library, for developers to easily deploy ZK based application on top of Manta network. They have completed this first phase, and the second phase was to use Celestia as a data availability layer. So Manta Pacific Alpha 2 goal was to convert the data availability layer into Celestia. So they have now successfully changed the data availability layer to Celestia. Manta Pacific Beta, the third phase of Manta network goal, is to change the OP stack, that is from Optimism to ZK EVM using Polygon CDK. So they are making considerable changes in the infrastructure from Optimism rollup to making into a ZK based rollup. In the next phase, that is Manta Pacific Mainnet Production 1, Manta aims to improve the universal circuit, that is the ZK based library, to have better user experience, to have lesser gas cost, and to improve more use cases. They plan to achieve this by collaborating with multiple account abstraction projects. So these are the 4 phases that Manta plans to roll out. In this video, we saw the basics of Manta network and uncovered the tech stack of Manta network and saw what is a modular blockchain, how it is different from the normal blockchains. And next episode, we'll see how to deploy a smart contract in Manta network. So see you all next Saturday.